I loves me some 1 degree of chunky pea.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you know something? It's a big show when you do it on a time that you normally don't do it.
That's right.
But we are right now in the Garage of Love. I am Chunky B. Across the table of the love is right there, Gary Adler.
Yeah, I'm pushing the buttons today, so I'll be looking down.
I love it. I love it. Hey, you guys, when you want to get your beer on, don't hesitate. Go for Venice Duck. This right here is the Lucky Duck, one of the best brews. If you want to get your flock on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one at Dodger Stadium.
If you want to get flocked up, that's their new slogan.
That's our guest that you haven't seen yet.
Gentlemen,
folks. No, don't
we're
do
not
it
gonna
yet.
see. Oh, all right.
Keep doing business.
All right, check
Yeah,
this
business.
out.
I'll come in later.
Thank you.
You recognize that voice. Ask to Glow. I know we kid, I know we joke, but you keep us moist from within. Before sun, after sun, during sun. Make sure Ask to Glow is all part of it. And
When do you use Ask to Glow? When you bone?
It's not specifically for sex, but it can be used for
Awesome. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I
It's gonna make you
want
look
to know
younger.
about your products.
And we are extremely happy to have a new sponsor, Inlight Wellness Systems. Trust me on this. Just take a look. Everyone's like, well, what's this light therapy? This will make your life better. And I'll tell you what, go to 84491.
Yeah, put the logo up. Yeah, go ahead. No, right there on your piece of paper.
Don't.
What does that do?
This is what it does. If you got aches, pains, depression,
Yeah.
arthritis,
Yeah.
look at it. Inlight Wellness. I kid you not.
Dwarfism to secure that?
Ladies and gentlemen, might as well say it. Please give it up for Brad Williams.
Hey.
Wow.
Right, so you put that on and it's lights like
Yeah.
like when you sleep. Are you staring at a light bright?
No,
Like,
here's what it's just like a light bright.
Okay.
But it's like a
light
pad.
bright cured my depression, so makes sense.
It's a pad with hundreds of lights, and you put it on your area that needs attention for 20 minutes twice a day, and it circulates blood vessels. It's,
Okay.
I'll show it to you. It's in my kitchen.
All right.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're psyched to have them.
We'll see if I grow. We're gonna test you out, light systems. Let's see what you got.
Could you imagine? All of a sudden, he comes back and he's 6 foot.
Oh, I would hate that. I have to write a whole new hour.
Would you still be as funny, Brad Williams?
Yeah, it's funny. He's funny. Just I mean, don't get me wrong. Dwarves are inherently funnier. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit that. Like if you went out back and threw a football to your guest next week on the podcast,
Right.
Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's a guy throwing a football to Michael Irvin. If I throw a football to Michael Irvin, internet explodes, midget throws football to Michael Irvin, and it just becomes better. So yes, I am inherently funnier because I am a little person, but I think that if I put that light thing on my legs and all of a sudden and I just grow, then yes, I would still find a way to be funny. But yeah, I'm funnier now just because of the dwarf thing. And who's your beer guy? Lucky Duck?
Oh yes. This is Venice Duck.
Okay.
John Henry Binder and Christian Warner. They brew this duck.
Great.
Brew this beer, and they've been a sponsor since the get-go.
Where can you find it?
You can find it. You know something?
'Cause
Go
I'm
to VeniceDuck.com.
I'm a huge craft beer guy.
Are you really?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I own a brewery. I own a brewery in San Diego called Thorn Street Brewery. And so if you're down in San Diego, go to Thorn Street Brewery. Obviously, it's on Thorn Street. Have the coconut porter. That's our best beer. Nice. And yeah, I'm a huge craft beer guy. So I would definitely want to know what Venice Duck is working with.
They're in a number of stores, and make sure if you go to a craft beer joint or restaurant, ask for it.
I will.
All right, because
Awesome.
they're growing. It's
James Beach there.
Venice
and if
Duck.
you go to James Beach, right down in Venice Beach, one of the best bar restaurants in town, ask for it there.
I like it.
Hey, dude, I am a big fan.
Thank you, sir.
Especially when my man Gary Adler steps up and calls me and says, "Guess who we got down for the podcast?
Yeah.
Brad Williams."
Yeah.
I swear to God, I nearly mounted him. I was just like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Brad Williams promoting gay sex since 1984.
Oh, dude.
Well done.
Okay, can I just jump right into it?
Yeah, go for it.
I laughed so fucking hard when you busted out the devil threesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
True story.
my God.
That's the thing is people say like, oh, Brad, you're so funny for writing this joke, and I'm like, it's not a joke. Like I'm the worst comedic writer out of all my out of all my comedy friends, but I have a joke in my act that is very true, where I say, here's how I write jokes. Step 1, be a dwarf. Step 2, wait. And just something weird will happen to you. At one point, I was in a devil's threesome. For those who don't know, devils is 2 guys and one woman. Some call it the London Bridge. As I said in my act, with me, it's always a leaning tower of Pisa. And that's just a story that happened to me. So now, and because I'm a stand-up comic, when messed up things happen to me or crazy stories happen to me in my life, sure, I take a moment to go, holy shit, this is an insane situation. But in the back of my head, I immediately think, oh, this is going to be funny on stage. This is going to be
when the penis went across your forehead,
yes,
and you looked straight out to the crowd and said, I didn't quit.
Yeah.
I broke down, had to stop the YouTube and get a breather. The way you just put that story together and your facial expression.
I'm not a quitter. My dad told me with whatever you do, you give it 110% and you don't quit. I'm sure he meant that not involving strange dicks in my face, but I still apply those teachings to that action.
In a devil's threesome, are you trying to outdo the other guy a little bit? Like,
is it competitive?
You know what I mean?
No,
Does it get a little competitive?
I'm just trying to not make eye contact. I'm just trying to stare exactly at the woman and pretend the dude's not there. Every now and then he would let out a and I'd be like, don't, you shut up. You, less of you, more of her. Okay, that's it. That's what was going on in my head. Not competing, not nothing. Just try to. I don't know if you guys watch Westworld, but they talk about how the hosts can be programmed not to see certain things. Yeah. That's what I want. I want to program myself not to see the other man and his dingus that is out at the moment. Dingus, funny
You're
word.
at dingus level.
Yeah, I'm at dingus level.
Oh, he mentions that.
I know.
Yeah, and the old there's a really old midget joke that's just like, crowded elevators smell different to midgets.
Yeah,
totally true. Absolutely. Certain things are just at my height level. There's the dingus, there's the ass, and what I found out recently at a concert is there's the cigarette that someone is just sort of holding down by their hip. I was walking through trying to get a better seat to see Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, and all of a sudden just like shock, and I'm like, what the fuck was that? Like, did I get charged? And then turns out a guy had his fucking cigarette butt down at my level, and I got like for a day it looked like a mobster was trying to get information from me because I had this little like burn mark on my neck. Where like some guy, hey, if you don't come around, if you don't give us some fucking money, this is what we do. Like that's what it looked like happened to me. So yeah, that's just my life. By the way, I do want to know that you guys were like, oh, we got you on the podcast, and I want to stress this: I don't know you guys.
No, not at all.
I don't know you from Adam. And so what I did, and I was telling you this right before I came in here, because this happens to me all the time. I go on the road to do stand-up comedy. I'm on the road between 35 and 40 weeks a year. Wow. You can go to my website, bradwilliamscomedy.com, to find out my entire 2017 is already booked. So that's a lot of downtime in hotels. Oftentimes, local comedians will call me up or tweet me or Facebook and just be like, hey, dude, you want to come do my podcast? And I just say, fuck yeah, because I want to get out of the hotel room. So I will go. It's so dumb that I do this.
Yes.
Because I don't know these people. And then they're like, hey, do you want to come to my... and comics, young comics, don't necessarily always live in the greatest places, because they can't afford it. So they're always like, hey, do you want to come to my dumpy apartment in the projects? Or do you want to come to my shithole house that I share with 22 other dudes? And I'm like, fuck yeah. Is there a microphone? Let's do it. And I just show up, and every time I show up, I go, I could be getting raped right now. Yeah. Like this could be how it happens. I could walk in. There could be a Pulp Fiction thing where there's the gimp tied up in the corner, and then they go, the dwarf is here. Finally, time to play. And I would have no idea. I would have no clue about that. So, but I do it anyway because I trust people, and it's a bad quality. So right before I walked into this house, I texted my fiance and I said, here, this is the address that I am at. If you call me or text me at 2:30 and I don't answer, this is where you send the cops.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that-
They've been here a bunch of times.
Yeah, because I don't know you guys, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Makes sense.
I don't know if this is a situation like the great Richard Pryor Gene Wilder movie The Toy, where like you're buying. No, actually Gene Wilder wasn't in that one, but like in that movie they bought a black man for a young rich white kid to play with.
Exactly.
And Pryor was the black. I don't know if that's the situation. I don't know if I'm gonna walk into this house and all of a sudden the kid's gonna be, yes, daddy, yes, you bought me a midget. Like I don't know. So
Now that you mention
I
this,
have to prepare.
now that you mention it, it's my my son's 16th birthday tomorrow.
And we
no.
have and we have
couldn't-
Afterglow.
and we do have plenty.
So there you go.
Throw it in the ass.
And you have Afterglow. Now I would make a joke, but I won't. Not because I don't mind making gay jokes about myself, but because the kid's underage and that's inappropriate. So no sir.
All right.
So have your son call me in 2
Can we
years.
go
What?
back-
What?
Can we go back to the fart zone that you're in?
The fart zone, yeah.
Yeah.
NFL has the red zone. Midgets have the fart zone. That's where we are. That's where we're at. That's why I can't smoke. Not because of some sort of health benefits, but because if I'm smoking and someone farts, it's gonna light my entire fucking head on fire. It's gonna turn their colon into a flamethrower, and I just light up. And I don't know if you've seen someone's face on fire before. I've seen it. I was at the Cleveland Improv one time, and the Cleveland Improv is what they may call a urban club.
Gotcha.
That's code. That's comedy club code for there's a lot of black people there. And I go there, and there's a lot of black people in the audience, and there's this woman in the middle of the room, and she's a heavy set African American woman who has done a lot of time on her hair. She has this hairstyle on point, on fleek, as
She got her hair did.
as the kids say. And the Cleveland Improv has some improvs have fake candles just at the tables, lights. Cleveland Improv has real candles. They got real candles, real wax. And this woman has her hair all did. And then she laughs. She throws her head back. Her hair goes into a candle. And she has so much soul glow sprayed onto this thing that she has so much afro sheen that the hair just goes and a fireball, just like she looked like the Lewis Black character from Inside Out, just like the boom fireball around top of her head. And I stopped the show and started singing fire. Boom.
Oh my god! Everyone get up and dance.
Not like they started going, and then like people realized that I'm singing it because this woman's hair is on fire, and rather than smother her, throw water on her, do something like that, two guys at her table grab napkins and then just start beating her with these napkins. And I'm just it's so horrible, but I'm laughing hysterically on stage. And like, cause how you would do it was you would have the napkins wide and then you would drape it over her. That would do it. No, they almost rolled it up like a rat tail, like they were about to snap.
Oh, there's
in the
some kind of
locker
revenge
room.
there, man.
And they were just and they were just looking for an excuse to beat up Medea. That's pretty much what they were doing. It was weird. But so that's happened to me before.
Is that the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you on stage?
Oh, fuck no. Weird. Some guy threatened to sue me one time, and he actually called the cops on me.
What was that?
Because this was at the Ventura Harbor Comedy Club in lovely Ventura, California, and I was headlining, and a guy was in the front row, and his cell phone rang in the front row. Now I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice comedian.
Yeah, you are.
I don't like to be the guy that like I didn't want people to be scared to sit in my front row because my whole philosophy is, hey, you bought tickets to my show, you put money in my pocket, thank you. I'm not gonna make fun of you. So his phone rings. So I go like, hey, sir, your phone rang, but maybe just turn it on vibrate or turn it off. And he goes, no problem. Sorry about that. Phone rings again 2 minutes later. And I'm like, dude, guy, come on, man. Help me out here. Like, I can't be doing this every 2 minutes. Turn off your damn phone. He goes, sorry, no problem. A minute and a half later, the phone rings again. And he's in the front row. And I go, fuck this. And I'm pissed because I can't get any rhythm going with my jokes. So I grab his phone. I answer it. For real. and say, "Stop calling. You're cock blocking this dude. He's got this woman who's just drunk enough, and she's gonna let him do anal tonight. So so stop calling, dude. You're cock." And then I hang up the phone, throw the phone back at him, and say, "Stop. Turn off your fucking phone." After I do that, I do some jokes. I look back over the table. The woman that is with this man is looking at the phone. Her face goes white, like just as white as a sheet. Okay, I'm talking whiter than a Trump rally. Just white. And I look down and I go, "Okay, what's wrong?" And she goes, "That was my 10-year-old son on the phone."
Oh.
And I'm just like, ah! And I just start laughing. So I'm like, you know what? He should know.
It's about time.
He should know it's date night. You know what I mean? And his friends are probably telling him about this stuff at school. So now he should know it in real life. And she's pissed. She's angry. He's angry. He starts berating me from the pulpit, and then I'm like yelling at him from the stage, and the crowd's just laughing the whole time. My favorite thing that he yelled out while he was going was, "You don't know what I can do to you. I know Charlie Sheen."
Oh,
What? That's a threat?
come on, you can't write that.
No, he said, "I know Charlie Sheen."
He said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no.
said, "I know Charlie Sheen." I'm like, "Oh, so what? You gonna give me AIDS? That's your threat? You're gonna have Charlie Sheen fuck me with his AIDS dick? That's what you're gonna try to do? That's okay." Don't get me wrong, I'm scared, but and then I go, "You know what? You're not gonna have a good time the rest of the show. Just leave." And they're like, "We will leave." I'm like, "And make sure you get your money back. I don't want your fucking money."
Ooh,
and,
nice.
And then of course the managers of the club are like, "No, don't get the money back. We want the fucking money."
Right,
But,
exactly. Yeah.
But then they kick him out. And then fast forward to the end of the show. I end the show. I meet everyone after the show. I do meet and greets after the show, and if you want to take pictures, they can. And the show's done, and I'm walking to my car, and I see this guy now right outside the comedy club with a police officer, and he goes, "That's the guy. Arrest him." Now, I'm the son of a lawyer. And I don't have a vast knowledge of the law, but I have a basic knowledge of the law, and I know what to do and what not to do, basic tips to keep me out of jail. So as soon as the cop starts walking towards me, I go, "Officer, you can't do anything unless you let me know, like, why are you arresting me? So why are you doing this?" And he goes, "Well, he said he says you assaulted his kid." And I go, "Oh, I assaulted his child. Did he tell you how it happened?" Like, "Yes, he said you made verbal threats to his kid." "Did he tell you I'm the comedian? Did he tell you the kid was on the phone? And did he tell you the phone rang 3 times during my comedy show? I asked him to shut it off twice, and the third time that's what I did." And the cop just, he lowered his shoulder, looked at this guy and goes, "He was the comedian? You want me to arrest and he essentially told the guy to fuck off, and then the guy left. The cop left. And I just started laughing at this guy like, I'm like the guy from Lethal Weapon. I got diplomatic immunity, motherfucker. You can't do shit to me. So yeah, that was the craziest thing that's happened to me during the show.
You're smart. You're an intelligent guy.
I went to USC. I didn't graduate, but I went there, fight on Trojans. So I got into the school. So
Yeah,
it's all right. I'm educated. I like to. Here's the thing. I don't know a lot about anything, but I know a little bit about everything. You can drop me in any situation, whether it be sports, politics, law, whatever the hell it is. I'll have a basic understanding and enough knowledge to get by. And my dad always told me, my dad's one of the smartest men I've ever met, and my dad always told me that a true sign of intelligence is to know what you don't know. So rather than just spout out all this BS about a topic that you have no clue about, the intelligent thing to do is just say, "You know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll look into that." We saw that a ton in the previous political season, where I feel like a lot of people were talking about things on both sides that they had no fucking clue about. Like the supporters that they have no idea about, and they're like, "Well, if Trump's elected, he's gonna do this, and if Hillary's elected, she's gonna do this." Like, you don't know. You're not an expert. I'm not trying to say I am. I'm not. But so it's okay to say the words "I don't know." I feel like a lot of people just feel like they have to know everything, and then it's why that bit on the Jimmy Kimmel Show is so great. It's the Lie Witness News, where I don't know if you've seen the bit where they basically walk up to people with a news camera, a fake news camera, and they tell them a story that's not real.
Oh yeah.
And then everyone on the street
and people comment on it.
Yeah, they go, "Oh yes, I heard about that." And no. Just say I don't know.
What pisses you off?
Oh, what pisses me off, kid?
Besides Afterglow.
Yeah. No, they're a wonderful product. What pisses me off? Right now, the top of my list. And the top of my list is therapy dogs. Emotional support animals.
Break it down.
We've had whole shows on this.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, and so your listeners probably already know essentially what they are. They're people that get on flights. Man, I can't fly because I need my therapy dog. Ah, fuck your damn therapy dog. And it's got to the point, and people are like, well, it's just a dog. It's no big deal. It's not going to affect you. It has affected me. I've had 2 flights. I've been on 2 flights that have had to make emergency landings because dogs started shitting. All right, dogs started shitting up and down the aisle of the damn plane. All right, that's happened me twice. So I hate therapy dogs, and it's gotten to the point where now I'm gonna bring a therapy Asian on my flights to eat the fucking dogs. That's what I'm gonna do.
And you've got the papers to prove it.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, you know something in restaurants?
Therapy Asian.
Yeah,
I like it.
Therapy Asian. That, then the therapy Asian could solve any math problem for you too. So
There
it's
you go.
very
Figure out which seat you need to be in.
Yes, exactly. By the way, my fiance is Chinese, so I can make that joke.
Fiance, when you getting married?
August, I hope.
Are you ready to take yourself off the market? Because you know I can just tell you're just tag and release.
I was for a long ass time, and and we'll get back to the therapy dogs now. And I'll continue my rant on that.
Oh, my bad.
But no. But I'll no. I do this on my podcast all the time. My podcast, the About Last Night podcast. I go on tangents all the time. Then we always sort of put check marks in, and we go back to it.
Gotcha.
My fiance and I, we met. And this is absolutely real, absolutely true. We met on an app that is specifically designed for people that are looking for threesomes. That's where I met my mother-loving fiance.
Nice.
And so that is still an option. That is still on the table. And we
her and her mom?
No, not her and her mom.
Oh, okay.
What? No, I can get her mom into this.
Well, yeah, really?
She said it was a mother-loving.
You heard mother.
Oh,
I heard mother.
I was trying to say motherfucking, but I was whatever. I was trying to not use so
That's
much
a whole nother
filthy
website.
language.
That's
Okay.
a whole nother website.
Yeah, that's a whole weird category of porn.
I got to get you the large Afterglow.
Yeah, but so we still do that. We still partake. We still have threesomes. Not the devils. Thankfully, she doesn't want to do. She just wants the women. So we do that, and we're pretty damn successful at it because she's a hot Asian. I'm a dwarf. People see us, they go, "That's everything on my bucket list." I've got to try that. So we're pretty good. So I'm not completely off the market. There's still a shot, ladies.
Yeah.
But you just have to be good with a beautiful Chinese woman as well. Which why wouldn't you be? So yeah, that's my
let me just get this. Let me just get this straight.
Let's back up a couple squares.
Your career's on fuego.
Yep.
You are on top of the world, and congratulations because you work hard. And there's a bunch of other stuff I want to, especially when you went over for the troops. I want to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're getting a shitload of money. Your reputation out
I wish
there.
it was a shitload of money.
Your reputation out there is just like a really good motherfucking guy.
Thank you.
No one's dogging you. No one's saying, "Oh, this guy was, an asshole," whatever. So across the board, you're a good guy, and you nail a hottie with creativity.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right?
Yeah, it's pretty damn sweet. When people say like, "Hey, so I'm thinking about getting into comedy. What's a reason I should get into comedy?" I say, "Look at my fiance." I would not be able to bag this one if I was an accountant. No offense to all the accountants listening out there. You probably your wives and husbands are probably wonderful.
But it is true. Like when you ask a woman, like, what's the most attractive thing about a guy? The first thing they'll say is sense of humor.
Yep.
Number one.
Make me laugh.
Yeah.
So
that's so cool.
The wonderful morning radio DJ out here in Los Angeles, Ralph Garman. He has a phrase that is "make him laugh, make him breakfast."
Nice.
That's what you'll be doing.
Yeah.
So if you can be the person that makes someone laugh, you better know how to make pancakes because you're gonna have to do that tomorrow morning.
And have the Uber app.
Yeah, I mean you're fearless.
Yeah.
You're fearless on stage, but do you ever get a little fearful?
No.
In the threesome area?
Oh, in the threesome area?
I mean,
fear.
I think, oh my
of
God,
what? Too many boobs? What's to be scared of when you're having a threesome?
Well, the pressure. I don't know.
Pressure? No.
There's sometimes I may not. I'll panic. Maybe not perform as well as.
What? When
I would do if I was alone.
Is that what you're talking about?
So what you're saying is there's an abundance of riches.
Chunky's threesome is using both hands.
Wow, yeah. You go,
the truth hurts.
Yeah, you go full Texas tornado. That's fine. Not wrong with that. No, I don't. I think it's wonderful. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a mature relationship that my fiance, that she likes women, I like women, and she trusts me not to leave. But I tell her, I'm like, I can't leave you. You let me have sex with other women. Like, I'm never gonna find that. You're a hot. I mean, yeah, I could probably find some 45-year-old like two-time divorcee that just wants a paycheck or whatever, just wants some comfort in their life, that she would let me do that. But I don't want that. I want the hot young 20s the Chinese girl. So
you're young. You're young.
I'm good.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Here's a
Look
segue.
at that guy.
Yeah.
32.
If the hot chick that your wife got for you guys brought her therapy dog,
For sex.
how would you be with that? How would you be with that?
Wow.
Just wanted to segue back around.
Man, I would have to that would have to be a thing where it's like, all right, but we're gonna have sex, but then can I talk to you afterward? Because I don't get. Here's the thing about and it's not just therapy dogs. I might even be fine if it was just therapy dogs. But now there's therapy pigs, there's therapy ponies.
Yeah, snake, goat.
My favorite story was the therapy turkey.
Shut up.
Yeah. So someone got on a flight with an emotional support turkey, and
on a leash, you put that thing around the neck and it get a little harnessed.
Yeah,
It was delicious, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I would be thinking. I'd walk on, see a therapy turkey on my flight, and go, "Wow, Delta's food is fresh." Like that's the only thing I would think of. But and here's the deal. It's just like, well, okay, so you cannot fly without your therapy. What is this therapy animal going to do for you? Unless the turkey is the size of a Volkswagen, and if the plane's going down, you'd be like, "Gobbles, do your thing," spreads its wings, and that's how you land safely. The turkey's doing nothing for you. What you pet the feathers? By the way, I've seen wild turkeys. They're ornery sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not like, all right, a tiny therapy dog, and dogs are man's best friend. Okay, I can kind of see that. I'm still mad about it, but I can kind of see it. No, therapy turkeys are evil. What are you gonna have we're gonna have a therapy goose? Those assholes. Fucking goose. Every time I play golf, I've got one club that I don't care about, that I just got there for geese. Because geese see me.
Goose are mean, man.
Because geese see me on the golf course, and they look around and go, "All right, I can't take out that guy, but that one, I have a kind of chance."
Hand me my goose wedge.
Yeah. So I got my goose wedge, and I got my G wedge, and I'm just, I'll fucking kill you, goose.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't like it.
I love that. I just had a flashback of the guy on the plane with the big turkey, and the plane's falling apart. I was like, no, I want to grab this turkey. And then he throws himself out there and realizes
With the turkey?
Yeah, turkeys don't fly.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
They don't. I was going to say.
Don't.
Because Brad might have been able to float down on that thing. You know what I mean?
I can ride it like the character from Neverending Story. Like don't get me wrong, I could do it. But in some people think, "Oh, Brad, you're anti-animal." No. I'm anti the mindset that is in someone's head that gets the therapy animal.
Yeah.
Because I was raised as a little person to never be a victim, to never be a problem, because victims cannot help themselves. That's why you say things like they're a victim of the Holocaust. They're a victim of rape. They're a murder victim because they could not help themselves. Mm-hmm. They could not do anything about it. They were in an unfortunate situation that they were not in control of. Okay, and I'm not trying to downplay those three things. Obviously, rape, murder, the Holocaust, horrible things. you're a victim and you need your therapy done. No, fucking man up, okay? Like, or you know what? Fucking woman up, because some of the women are some of the strongest people I know, and they would never have a therapy dog. So it's like, and there's people out there that truly have problems that aren't complaining as much as you are, your desperate housewife with your fucking foo-foo
Well,
dog.
I think that's ultimately the issue, because if you're truly blind and you truly need a therapy dog, then you should truly be allowed on the flight with your dog.
Right. Absolutely.
If you're just insecure and need to pet something,
yeah. Fuck you.
then you're ruining it for the blind person.
Get a stuffed animal. You know what? Just
Why
get something
not?
soft.
It's
okay? Get the woman that had the therapy turkey. Pay me $20. I'll sit next to the entire flight and just go. Like the entire time. Fucking bitch.
There were 7 dogs on a flight of mine from
Get outta
LA
here.
to Miami. 7.
You're
7.
kidding me.
Yeah. And my son's allergic to dogs. So what about him?
See, and that's the thing. There's
Right.
people that are legitimately allergic to dogs, allergic to fur, allergic to animals. So we can't have a peanut on a flight
Thank
because
you.
one person might have a peanut allergy, and if they inhale 1 ounce of peanut dust, they'll die. But we could have a fucking therapy horse.
Yeah.
Where's
Fair.
our priorities here? You can't smoke on a plane? You can't smoke on a plane because you're in a pressurized tube of air and the air is circulated, so you can't escape the smoke. I understand that. So can't use the same logic for fucking Fido, all right? Because
totally agree.
Because when Fido sheds, or when Fido has fleas, or when Fido has worms,
Or diarrhea.
diarrhea, those things circulate, and now we all are breathing in your goddamn dog. All right,
Thank you.
so you're not a victim. You live in the United States of America, which is one of the greatest countries in the world, sir. We have our problems, but overall you're not moving. So stop trying to make it out like your life is horrible when it's not. Be thankful for the shit you have. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brad Williams, and you're tuned in to 1 degree of Chunky B. Just 1 degree, because if you know Chunky, that's all we can handle. Just 1. But thanks for tuning in, and keep tuning in. That's what I hate, because I see people that truly, and I'm not saying this thinking that my life is that bad. Sure, I'm a dwarf, whatever, but my life is fucking amazing. It's great. We just talked about how my fiance wants threesomes. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I see people that truly struggle in life, that truly have problems, whether it be a disability of the physical or mental, or things that have trauma that has happened in their lives, what they've had to overcome, soldiers, whatever they're going through. And I guarantee you, those people don't complain.
Or have therapy dogs.
Yes. And by the way,
Unless they truly need
yeah,
it.
and if you're a soldier, you have PTSD, you have a therapy dog, God bless you. You deserve that dog.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what? Fuck the therapy dog. You should get a therapy blowjob. Okay, you get a therapy blowjob.
Call
on
Brad.
The plane.
Every vet.
Yeah, you just go, hey, I was in the Middle East. I saw some shit. I have PTSD. And Karen, get out here. Suck this guy off. He's a hero.
Oh my God.
Listen, my friend, a friend of mine who's a comedian, female comedian, just had sex recently with the guy who shot Bin Laden.
Nice.
She met him at a thing, and they went home and they banged.
But that's a good line.
And
That's a nice resume piece.
Right, and for that, and she's like, he wasn't even that good looking of a guy. I'm like, don't care.
Yeah.
Man.
Story. And that,
I bet he shot straight.
That guy, yeah, right? Yeah.
Sniper.
That guy is a hero.
Yeah.
So he deserves that.
Yeah.
Fuck the hero.
If I were that dude, I'd have a T-shirt.
Yeah, I shot Bin Laden. That guy should be able to walk around and say, you know what? My balls are dry. Someone lick them.
Yeah.
And
Single file, ladies.
yeah,
Single
and there
file.
should be women. There should be men. There should be anything that he desires that are willing to drop to their knee at that moment and satisfy that hero.
Dude,
So,
you saw that up close, man.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience.
What?
That helicopter thing?
When I went to the Middle East, and
Yeah.
and that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about the whole therapy dog and how you don't have that much to complain about. I did a tour, multiple tours, in the Middle East, where I got to go to bases, where I got to perform for the soldiers out there, and man, that's when you see what shit really is.
What'd you see?
Well, first of all, just what the people in the Middle East, what they live with and what they go through. Like when they would, like I went to Iraq, and when I saw when I flew out in this helicopter and got to see where these people live, which it looked like houses you saw in the National History Museum, just like mud huts, and you're like, yeah, no wonder these people hate America, and no wonder these people are angry. If I lived in a fucking mud hut and I looked over and I saw that someone is complaining because they can't bring their therapy animal on a flight, I'd be like, no, I'd be fucking pissed off too. So I get that, I get why they're angry, but then also I see that all that our soldiers are going through to protect our freedoms and how they live over there. When I was at one base where they put me where I was slept on a mattress, and I would go like, hey, can I grab a pillow? Do you guys have a pillow? My mattress didn't have a pillow. And they go, yeah, sure. And then a soldier, I see him. He takes the pillow off of his bed and he gives it to me. And he goes, there you go. And I go, whoa, where's your pillow? And he goes, we don't have enough, so, I mean, that's just what we have. And I go, well, first of all, put this fucking pillow back on your bed, sir. You have it, not me. And secondly, how much money do I need to donate to the fucking USO so everyone has a damn pillow? Like,
That's amazing.
Can we do that? So, yeah, what these soldiers are going through on a daily basis, being away from their families, I mean... And not just USO, Wounded Warrior Project, Gary Sinise, or Lieutenant Dan Foundation, or Gary Sinise Foundation, any of the military charities. That's where I send my money. Absolutely, it's that's where I go, because if you're willing to do what a lot of people aren't, just so I can have a PlayStation VR, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then God bless you. You need to do more.
This guy's full of compassion.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude.
We've had some serious American heroes on this podcast too, including Nate Boyer. I don't know if you know Nate Boyer. Yeah.
Nate Boyer is the one
Nate
that's
Boyer?
tied in with Colin
Yeah.
Kaepernick. And
Oh yeah.
he did a walk on. He did a walk on in Texas and
Yeah.
became a long snapper.
Yep.
Went overseas, did like 3 runs over there.
Yeah.
And he's a badass.
Yeah.
And then Kaepernick decided not to stand.
Sure.
And Nate wrote him a letter. So they met, they chatted, and Nate was the guy who said, "Dude, don't disrespect it. How about take a knee at least?"
Yes, it was Nate's idea to take the knee,
Yeah.
which I mean, not to get on too much of a political rant, but I understand that it is absolutely, and Nate said it himself. Those guys fight, so a guy like Kaepernick can do that if he pleases, and you can do that. You are 100%. That is your right to do that. It is your right to protest. I completely disagree with. I think Kaepernick kind of shot himself in the foot. Where after that, then he started wearing Castro T-shirts,
And he didn't vote.
and he didn't vote. And he told a Cuban immigrant who's a journalist that Castro wasn't that bad.
Right.
I'm like, all right, you're kind of hurting your case now, okay?
Wow.
Like I'm not like you're telling a guy whose family escaped Cuba, had to go on a raft and do the whole 90 miles. You're telling that guy like, but Castro had a good educational system. Well, sure. Under Hitler, the trains ran on time. That doesn't mean he was a great leader, okay? And not to get too political, I'm not the political comedian, but yeah, just things like that. And well, one thing that I'm finding now is that a lot of people tout freedom of speech and they champion freedom of speech, but they don't necessarily understand what freedom of speech means. Freedom of speech does not mean you can say absolutely whatever you want without consequence. That is not what that means. Freedom of speech means you can say whatever you want, yes, but someone else also has the freedom to call you an asshole.
Right.
Colin Kaepernick, he has the freedom to take a knee during the anthem, and I personally would fight so he would have that freedom. But you and anyone has the freedom to say, "Hey, Kaepernick, fuck you."
Right.
Okay. You have the freedom to do that. I'm not saying who's wrong, who's right. That's just the reality. So the only thing that freedom of speech protects you from, truly protects you from, is persecution from the government. So to summarize, I can be on this podcast and say that President Donald Trump is so orange he comes Cheeto dust. Okay, like I can say that. He can get mad. He is allowed to be mad. That is, he can tweet it. He can tweet that he's mad, but he just can't throw me in jail for saying that. The worst he can do is like, yes, but it's the most luxurious Cheeto dust you've ever seen in your life. It's absolutely fantastic. It's one. Believe me. It's wonderful. It's glorious Cheeto cum. I put it all over my horse. I come all over my horse with my Cheeto cum. I didn't even pay for my horse. I got Mexico to pay for my horse. Like, there you go. Okay, so
Awesome.
that's what freedom of speech means. So
Educate. Look at this. This man is
I know, right?
good looking, successful, has a babe for a fiance, and knows what the fuck he's talking about. America needs more people like you, Brad.
Ah, thank you, sir.
Are you,
Thank sir. More dwarves?
You've had a pretty good year. You've been in the.
Yeah.
You've been, like, brought to. You've gotten through the Hollywood lobby. I feel like a little bit. It feels like to me like you have specials going on, and you're very sort of. You're out there. Sure. Are you getting movie roles and things like that thrown at you?
I was just in the movie Mascots, which is currently streaming on Netflix. That's a new Christopher Guest film.
I loved you in Jackass.
I will stab you.
I know you will. I said that on dude. I know it.
I will drop kick your kneecap in the next week.
How much fun would it be to say I got my ass kicked by fucking Brad Williams?
I mean, feathering your cap for sure.
Bucket list.
Sorry, feathering your Kangol cap. Anyway, that you're wearing right now. So it was an honor to work on that Christopher Guest movie. I got another movie coming out on Netflix next year called Little Evil. And that's sort of a horror comedy film. And doing a couple other things, appearing in a couple other shows, and got some stuff in the works. Always trying to get my own TV show.
And what would that be?
By the way, on Idiot Test.
You're gonna be on Idiot
He was
Test?
a contestant on Idiot Test. Yeah.
Now,
how did it go for you?
I can't. I'm legally not allowed to say how I did.
Right.
But I can tell you that the title of the show applies to me.
Awesome.
It is. It is different. And I know a lot of people say that, like, oh, it's different when you're out there. It really is.
There's a lot of pressure.
When you're playing at home and you're in the comfort of your own home and you're, like, answering, and this is any game show, Jeopardy, whatever the hell, it's a little easier than when you're there. The lights are there. The audience is there. The host is a foot next to you going, what's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer? What's the answer?
And the host being Ben Glebe, who's a friend of ours.
Yeah. And it's a timed thing where you see, and I was playing for a wonderful charity that I truly love. It's a charity called Friends and Helpers, and this specific charity helps people that are in abusive relationships. It helps them get out, and it helps them start again, and that's like providing basic things like, oh hey, you just left your house, you don't have a toothbrush, like here's a toothbrush, like shit like that.
Wow.
So yeah,
good for you, man.
Friends and Helpers, and you see the money because Idiot Test is a timed thing, and the longer it takes you to answer, the less money you get. So I'm seeing the money that I want for this charity like slowly trickle down, and I don't know the answer. I'm like da, 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 and I just like hit something and go like that thing, and then as soon as I hit it, I go, fuck, that's wrong. So yeah, it was really difficult, but I got to do it with my podcast partner, Adam Ray. He and I are on the About Last Night podcast. This week's guest, at least as far as when we're recording, is Neil Patrick Harris, NPH.
That's terrific.
Yeah, we got him. We flew out to Harlem, and we interviewed Neil Patrick Harris.
That is so
Went
cool.
to his house. Yeah.
Good guy, like as good as we think he is.
Doogie lives in Harlem. I know, it's weird, but
the new Harlem.
yeah, the new Harlem.
Yeah.
And
There's
he's
no black people in the new Harlem, right?
he lives on top of he lives on top of an Applebee's, and the menu at the Applebee's in Harlem is a little different.
Is it really?
Nice.
Oh yeah. They got
soul food?
Yeah, they got
Nice.
some. They got some collard greens.
Awesome.
at Applebee's, and I ordered them. They were delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went out, and he is just as nice as anyone. Like, he is the real deal. He's a great dude.
Did you meet his man and his kid?
Yeah, didn't meet his kid, but met his husband, and fantastic. Any person out there that doesn't believe in gay marriage, they should have to spend a day with Neil Patrick Harris and his husband, because you would look at them and go, oh yeah, totally done.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that I can't deny that. That is love, and that's way more love than a lot of marriages you see.
Don't you think that kind of discrimination just sort of comes from fear?
I think so.
Stupidity.
Right.
Yeah.
And ignorance.
Ignorance.
It's the same. It's the same reason why there are people out there that have a fear of little people. That achondroplastophobia.
It is a thing.
That is a real thing where I've been to shows. Someone is brought to my show as a prank because their friends know that that they have a fear of little people. They don't tell them who the comedian is that night. I walk on stage and they go, "What the fuck?" Like that's happened multiple times, and that's simply because there is a lack of exposure to little people. They're not in their lives, and when they are in their lives, it's on TV and in some way where it might be creepy, or they have an experience as a kid when and I've heard this before, where they see a little person, they don't know what it is, they're curious, they're kids, they're blank slates, they don't know, and they go like, and they say something a little rude, which I don't get mad at kids when they do that because I understand that kids don't know. They're just
riffing off the top of their head. Right.
They're trying to make sense. They're
Right.
trying to categorize. I see a tiny man with a beard.
Right.
What the fuck?
Right.
Okay, like I get that. And they say something, and then the little person will be mean back to them. That might might slowly develop into achondroplastophobia. So I get that. I totally get that. But yeah, there's fears out there that are real, and it's due to a lack of exposure. I was one of those guys, and I'm kind of ashamed to say it, but I didn't know any gay people growing up. So when the whole gay marriage thing first started coming around, I was like, no, because it's choice, and and then I was a dick, and then one of my good friends came out, and I'm like, oh, you're, and I saw how much it wasn't a choice, because as he told me, he's like, Brad, why would I choose this?
Right.
Why would I choose to make my family uncomfortable and disappoint them and all that? Like I in a climate where I can't marry someone and I don't have necessarily the same rights as you do. Like, why would I choose that? And then all of a sudden it just clicked. It just clicked for me, and I go, and I felt so bad then that I actually had that other attitude at some point. But at the same time, good that I was able to learn. There is nothing wrong with saying I was wrong. And I think a lot of people, whether it be, and you see it in the political climate that we have now, and you saw it on both sides, where whoever the person's candidate was that they were supporting, they would dig in and just be like, don't care. Don't care. You know, like, I don't care if he said grab by the pussy. I don't care if he swindled people out of, thousands and sometimes millions of dollars, where he had to settle a lawsuit for $25 million because he defrauded people. Like, I don't care. I'm going to support, and I'm sure you can find a lot of reasons for Hillary as well, or any other candidate. Hell, I was probably a little guilty of it because I was supporting Gary Johnson, and he had the whole and what is Aleppo?
That's right. He didn't know where Aleppo was.
He had that moment where I'm like, God damn it, Gary. Damn it, I'm supporting you. Come on. So I get that, but people dig in, and they're not, and they're afraid to admit that maybe they were wrong about whatever, about
gay marriage,
about climate change, about gun control.
What do you fear?
Whatever.
What scares you?
Oh, big dogs.
Do they really? Gonna ask that, man.
Big dogs. I don't like them. There's nothing wrong with big dogs. They're great. They're wonderful. But I've been sexually assaulted by a pit bull. And
on that show?
No, not on Pit Boss. Even though it
was a therapy dog.
Yeah. Even though I did appear on Pit Boss.
I know that.
Yeah, I wasn't the guy, but I appeared on it. But yeah, I don't like big dogs because they're the size of me, and I just feel like if they choose, if they could look at me and be like, wonder if he squeaks, and then just I'm gone. So I don't like big dogs. I fear the pussification of America. That we're trying to bubble wrap everything and make sure nothing harmful ever comes to our children, and nothing ever happens that they didn't want to happen and they don't agree with. And sure, you want to protect them from the major things, but differing opinions, yeah, they should have that.
For sure.
Safe spaces on colleges scare the fuck out of me.
Safe spaces. What is that?
That's where you can go and you can go to someplace on a college and literally you can go to the safe space and no one can say anything that you disagree with. And it's awful because you go to college to have differing opinions, to have intelligent debate, to have to learn something to where you go, oh, I never looked at it that way. Like that's why you go for higher learning, for higher education. And I think that we're definitely and now whether it be your news is tailored to exactly what you want. Like if you are a conservative, you can get news that is exactly you, and and it may be true, might not be true. Same thing if you're a liberal, you can get news that's only to you. And a lot of people say that's what happened in the election is the media was just sort of paying attention to themselves and not paying attention to the other people that weren't watching them.
That's right.
They were paying attention to the guys and to the white people that were struggling, going, I'm tired of hearing that we need to take care of minorities and immigrants when I'm struggling myself. Do I agree with this thought process? To varying degrees, but I'm saying that's what was reported. So I don't like that the world is trying to be perfectly tailored for individuals, and nothing that they disagree with can ever no, you have to have differing opinions. That's how you arrive at compromise and how you probably come up with the best solution. So it doesn't have to be absolutely no guns anymore. It doesn't have to be guns for everyone. It could be some sort of happy middle, okay?
Yeah.
We can claim some. I feel like we got a little bit too much on the political spectrum, and if you hate me now, that's fine. You can tweet me.
I think they're gonna like you more.
I do too.
Yeah, but I'm all for moderation. I'm all for not.
I'm all for people owning guns, but you don't have to have an AK-47.
I don't need a missile launcher. I don't need it. It'd be fun, but I have a lot of friends that get drunk that if I had a missile launcher, my neighbor would not have any possessions anymore. Just, like that's bad.
Who makes you laugh?
Oh, who makes me laugh? Who makes me laugh? I mean, there's so many comedians that do. I think the two best right now are Jim Jeffries and Bill Burr. Those guys are 1 and 2, and they kind of go back and forth. And how they write jokes and their bits, and it's just so fucking good. Yeah. It's just like I watch them and go, "Wow, I don't deserve to call myself a comedian. I'm not.
No way.
I'm not smart."
Are you that humbled by them?
Yeah, but I think all comedians are like that. It's hard to watch it, especially when you have to follow them. An amazing set.
Oh, I love following those guys. And I do. I want the person before me on the road. I bring this comic out sometimes. His name is Eric Myers. If you don't know who he is, look him up. ErikMyers. And he fucking destroys. He just wrecks the room, and he's gonna be a huge star. So you're welcome that I introduced you to him.
Right on.
Can't wait till he's on.
Hey, can he come on the show? Can you get him on?
Absolutely. Well, he can't drive, so
if he's good as you say, we'll get him here.
Yeah. So he's so fantastic, and I love it when he opens for me because he gets the crowd to give him a standing ovation. Then I got to step up and be like, all right, well now I'm the headliner. I got to get a standing ovation.
Yeah.
So and he makes me better. And that's it. Sort of all goes back to people that have a customized world for themselves. That doesn't make you strive to be better. Competition, that forces you to be better.
That's
because
right.
you have to be better than the other person. There's 2 million podcasts out there. I mean,
we got in on a 27th floor.
Yeah. So now, but if you are good, if you are a good podcast, then word will spread.
That's right.
You will slowly rise up to the top, and you will start making some money off this thing.
And you get Brad Williams and Michael Irvin on the show. That's what I'm talking about.
Great
Something's
sponsors like Venice Duck, Venice Duck Beer, and Astroglide, or whatever the fuck you got.
Hey, when you first started, did you get famous doing dwarf jokes and then move on from there, or were you always just a funny person?
I was always sort of a funny guy, but that's just kind of how I was taught. I was taught to use humor as a way to make other people comfortable with my dwarfism. My dad essentially told me that he's like, dude, this is not normal. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it and say like you're just like everybody else. Nope.
Good for him, man.
You're not. I'm not like everybody else.
Right.
And I am tired of people being told that. I'm tired of everyone's like, you're just as good. No, you're not. A 13-year-old Brad Williams, take 13-year-old Brad Williams and 13-year-old LeBron James. Right. Were they just as good? No. No. There's no way I could beat him in basketball, and there's no way he's funnier than me. Right. Okay? Like, it's just that.
He tries hard.
Yeah, he tries and he's funny and I could make a shot 1 in 10, but I'm not dunking.
But you know what? That's a good. I'd like to ask this question. When you're growing up and you're realizing, okay, this is about as tall as I'm ever going to be, do you start to lose interest in things like football or basketball, or do you maintain an interest in them? You know,
I have an interest in them, but I lose interest in playing them because I got tired of being beat.
Yeah.
So I played hockey from age 8 until age 14, and then at 14 the kids started getting really big. They started getting their growth spurts, and I was like, I'm out because I got like when there's a kid who's 6'1" by age 15, 16, and I'm 4'2", and he has legal precedence to hit me. I'm out. Yeah. I'm not doing that anymore.
So at some point you turned your attention to other things.
Was Fullerton good to you?
Yeah, Fullerton was where I was raised, North Orange County in OC. It was great to me. It was a wonderful place to grow up. I worked at Disneyland. That was my first job. No, I was not one of the 7. Fuck off.
I saw the gears turn in Chunky's head.
I saw a glimmer in your eye.
You beat me to the chase.
Yeah, because that's what everyone's sort of assumption was. But yeah, I was not. I had a great job there, and that's where I grew up. It was fantastic. I had I've only had 3 jobs in my life. I've been a comedian, and then before that I worked at Disneyland, and then somewhere in the middle I was a cashier at Hot Topic.
Nice.
What?
It was crazy because like. I dressed when I was a teenager, essentially how I dress now. I've always been a t-shirt and jeans guy. One of the reasons why I got into comedy, I don't have to wear a suit. Right. And that's how I dressed back in high school. So I didn't dress weird, and Hot Topic is that's the goth store. So people were like, there was employees that were dressed really weird. So you had bosses that were like, all right, he doesn't have strange hair. There's no gauges. There's no piercings. There's no tattoos. There's no weird colors. There's no dark eyeliner. There's no weird gothic outfits. There's no listening to death metal. There's no die. There's nothing like that. But he's a dwarf. Weird enough.
Bring him in. Sign him up.
Yeah. So I worked at Hot Topic, and then you had like guys coming in that were like getting gauges for their eyebrows, going like, "Whoa, how'd you do that to your legs?" God. That's how. So yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Let me ask you, what's your dad, especially your dad being a lawyer? How was he? How did he react when you said, "Hey, Dad, I'm quitting one of the best educational institutes in the world to go on the road," or whatever you did?
Oh, that was a fun phone call. And then I had to do it in person later because, I was a year away from graduating. And I started doing comedy. I was like, nope, this is what I want to do. I want to be a comedian. And he's like, but you're gonna go back and like you're gonna like keep going to school. Like just get your degree, then do comedy. I go, nah, because I'm gonna be successful.
Good for you, man.
I'm gonna be not good for me. Yeah. Yes, it worked out.
Yeah,
but I told my dad, it's like, I know why you're upset, and I know why you're mad. My mom too. Like I know, I get it. Like if I stopped going to college and a year away and said I'm going to be a stand-up comedian, and you had no problems with that, you would be horrible parents.
Right.
So,
then throw a flag. Don't you guys love me?
Yeah. I get that, but I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to fail at this. Yeah. This is what I want to do. You go to college to figure out what you want to do with your life. I figure out what I want to do.
So did you start doing gigs when you were in college? Mm-hmm. And that when you started writing and all that good stuff?
Yeah. Wow. I started and then there was a time where I was doing open mics like all around LA, and then there was a time where I became an opening act for a national touring headliner. So we would fly out Thursday morning, we'd go do shows Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, and then I would take a red-eye flight Sunday night, get back at LAX Monday morning. My roommate would pick me up. I'd pay him, and then I'd have to go to class at 10 a.m.
Just be way behind.
Yeah, way behind. And I was failing miserably because I did that for like almost all of junior year. I had that schedule. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday touring, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, full 16 units of collegiate courses. Collegiate courses at USC, and just failing. Just because I have no time to study.
Are you a partier?
No, I wasn't a partier in college. I am now. I don't know. Like I say, here's the thing. I don't party that often, but when I do, I go hard. And it's not even my choice because people see a dwarf walk into a party, they go, "This is a fucking party." Like there's a midget, he's gonna do a cake stand. Like that's their opinion. So I don't.
All the attention goes right from the amputee to the dwarf.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, now we got this going on.
Yeah. And so I get that, and so I didn't party a lot in college, but I don't know. It was sort of hard not to because I was going to USC at the time of the Pete Carroll, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart years, and Leinart was a friend of mine, and so I knew him, and then he would take me out to parties, and like when you're going with the guy who's #1 quarterback in the nation collegially. The stories I could tell you.
Doors
my
open,
friend.
man.
The stories I could tell you that I will never tell anyone.
Oh man, we could torture you, right?
That's all right.
We could kidnap you just like we planned.
Yeah, I mean you could, but like I said, I have the cops on a 230 button, so we're good.
Right. I gotta tell you something, and this is my moment. I'm gonna be kissing up or wearing your ass like a hat.
No, wow. So that's what you're gonna do instead of kidnapping?
Yeah.
That was your Hannibal Lecter moment. I'm going to wear your ass like a hat.
You know, you say you don't wear suits and stuff, but you wore a nice outfit on stage for fun size.
Yeah.
And I want to let you know, I've seen a lot of comedians. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube. I loved that fucking hour of comedy.
What a great set, huh?
It was so well. I mean, you were like you were like just making music almost. You were just conducting great fucking comedy.
I mean, 10,000 hours. You know, you got.
You're an expert.
I started when I was 19. I did my first special at age 30. Yeah, at age 30, and then that's 11 years, and for 5 of those years, I was touring. At least my record was 46 weeks, but I was touring like 42 to 46 weeks on the road.
Are you living large now? You got a crib? What do you got? How you living?
I got an apartment. I'm barely in it. I'm always on the road, so it's like I don't want to spend a lot of money. I mean, like I'm saving up for a house, and I'm gonna do this wedding thing. So yeah, I got. But also, I'm an investor. Like I got, like I said, I own a brewery. I got some real estate. I got some stuff. But it's like I don't need. Like my fiance just moved in, so for the longest time, it's like if I had a big house, I wouldn't.
Right.
I'm never around to enjoy it, and I certainly couldn't maintain it. So all I need is a bed. I need a large TV, and that's it. I'm good.
That's awesome.
I'm fine. So I got a nice apartment. Don't get me wrong, but it's an apartment.
Have you discussed about kids and shit? Have you talked about the future?
We're gonna have some kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop 1 or 2 out. I'm gonna have an Asian dwarf baby. That's what I'm gonna Asian dwarf baby.
Yeah. Hey, what are the chances?
Suck it, Angelina Jolie. I got mine from Cambodia. Asian dwarf baby.
Oh
that
man.
trumps yours in cuteness.
That's Hollywood points.
Maddox,
What are the mathematical chances?
With me and my fiance, because she is not a little person, we have a 75% chance of having a tall kid, 25% chance of having a dwarf.
Does it matter?
No, not to me.
Yeah, of course
I
it
don't
doesn't.
care.
That's
I
cool,
mean,
man.
I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, I want my child to have a disability. No, I don't want my child to be a little person. But if my child is a little person, then yeah, sure, why not? Because I'm probably gonna adopt one anyway, so that's fine.
Yeah. Do you believe in God?
I don't know. You know.
Good answer, huh?
The thing is to say know what you don't know.
Yep.
I don't know, so I'm just gonna try to be a damn good person. So if there is one and they are judging me, then by the end of it they go, you know what, you made it your life's mission to make people laugh and make people happy, and you donated to charity and
do threesomes.
So all right, well you made up for that.
That might be a good thing. You
But
never know.
I just want to be a good person, and if that gets me into a heaven, great. If it doesn't, then at least I made some other people's lives here on Earth a little better. So there you go. That's me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just been honored and blessed and just exposed to the wisdom that is Brad Williams.
That's right.
thank you,
Hey,
guys.
Brad, before you leave, tell the folks at home where they can find you, how they can find you.
BradWilliamsComedy.com. That's got all my tour dates. Like I said, I got 2017 booked up. So if I'm not coming to your city, wait, I'll be there. Anyway, and then my podcast, the About Last Night podcast. This week's guest is Neil Patrick Harris. Please listen to that. And Twitter at Funny Brad. I try to tweet something every day. Instagram, Brad Williams Comic. Snapchat, don't have it, so fuck off. Stop trying to send me dick pics. So yeah, that's what I got. So yeah, go and follow me and do all that. But continue to listen to this podcast because this podcast is fun. You guys did not kidnap me. There was no raping involved.
The day's early.
The day's still young.
I'm very thankful for that. Although there is a large dog up in your house right now. Kind of scared about that.
Don't you worry. That dog's all right.
All right, cool, man.
You know something? I
Wrap
know.
it up, John.
I know we're going to wrap it up, but there is 2 more questions I do have. When you are having sex,
That's a great question.
Oh, yeah.
This
When
is
you're having-
podcast approved, this question.
this is. When you're having sex, do you like to do it regular or in the vagina?
What? What? Like I run in there like it's the Fantastic Voyage? Like, how's that for a reference?
That's the answer.
You ever arm a chick?
Yeah.
Is that rude to ask?
Wait, come on.
Yes, I wear my fiance like a puppet. I'm Jeff Dunham. Okay, that's how we do the Jeff Dunham.
I mean, I would
position.
imagine that, if you maybe finished a little early,
Hey, use your
It's
time
a-
wisely.
always hard.
That's
And
all
he's
I'm saying.
always
It's a
about pleasing the
wonderful
woman.
alternative. Yeah.
You are all about that.
Yeah, I don't come till she does. That's the rule.
Yeah, that's a rule.
That's
And my last question,
rule.
seriously consider, is there any chance that Gary and I could be a guest on your podcast?
Sure.
That's a no.
Why not?
I'm gonna give that a no.
You guys have a if you could provide a couple of signed memorabilia from.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
From
yeah.
Michael Irvin, you could.
Oh, yeah.
You could have sex with my fiance at that point.
Cool.
So
Yeah. And by the way, folks at
all
home,
good.
up next, Michael Irvin.
Yep.
After Brad Williams.
That's
We are
amazing.
1 degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love. We just spent a quality fucking whatever time it was with Brad Williams. Make sure you track him down and fall in love with him because we have. Thank you so much. Be real, be kind, be cool.